What do you want out of life? What do you want out of life, and who do you want to associate with? Because it's time to get real. Because a social life can be hanging out at the country and western bar, it can be hanging out at the pool hall, it can be hanging out at the juke joint, or it can be going to the LA Opera, it can be going to the Buckhead Art Museum. What do you want? Who do you want to hang around? What caliber of life do you want? What caliber of life do you want? And in order to have a social life, there is a language that goes, there is a language that goes at every level. If you don't speak the language, you will be identified as an outsider automatically. There was a show called Turn. Turn was talking about the American Revolution. I guess I'm going to be blocking a lot of folks today. Y'all come in here acting crazy if you want to. Turn was a show talking about the American Revolution and how they had spies behind the scene. Spies behind the scene posing as British officers to gain insight and information. You know how one spy was found out? He could talk the talk, walk the walk. He looked like he fit. But they were sitting down at dinner. This spy dressed like a British officer. And they were sitting down at dinner. And the way he actually ate, how he handled his knife and fork, and where he placed them on the plate, people automatically spotted him and said, he's not English. They hung him. I want you to think about what I just said. He could act, he could walk around and do it, but something as simple as culture, how you were raised to where if you're English, you had your knife in your right, you had your fork in your right hand, or your fork in your left hand, your knife in your right hand. You would cut your meat, you would set your silverware down in the appropriate place, then you would pick up your food and put it down. But in the colonies, they didn't do that. They did it the American way, and they were spotted. This is why so many guys don't have active social lives. You don't know how to move in these places. You don't know the cultures. You don't know what's going on. You may have the money. I'm going to say you have the money. I know you have the money because everybody that goes out here is not a millionaire. When I had guys come out from Dallas to MIT Dallas and we were in Highland Park, I'm like, everybody in here is not a millionaire. You got folks in here who are making less money than you. But why do these people feel comfortable in a variety of environments and you don't? Because you don't know the language. And this is how to build an active social life that other men envy. What do other men envy? They envy the fact that you can go in and out. You have options, you have choices. You have money, you have choices. And what you choose to do with it is your business. If you want to go hang out over with the blue bloods, it's cool. But if you want to go hang out with Nug and them, it's cool. But what guys envy is your ability to pick. You have choice. You have choice. Now, how many guys can honestly say you have an active social life? And what I mean by an active social life, I mean you go out not to a nightclub, but you go out, well, actually, I'll let you even have that. You go out to a nightclub. What if you don't like to hang out with others? Then you won't be truly successful. If you don't like to hang out with others, if you're an introvert and a recluse, let me go ahead and address this. Fuck your feelings. You don't, this is not something you have to like. It's something you have to do if you want to be at a certain level. Guys, you got to get over this fact that you only want to do what you like. You do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. When y'all sound like, oh, I'm an introvert, and okay, well, guess what? Your network is your net worth. You don't have to do a thing, but you also don't complain when you're not getting out of life what you say you want. And if you don't like to hang out with others, I'm gonna honestly tell you something. Seek therapy. That's really let me back up. If you don't like hanging out with others, seek therapy. There's something wrong with you. Because human beings, by our very nature and our design, we're social creatures. That's who we are. That's in our DNA. So if you don't like hanging out with other people, something's wrong with you. Seek therapy. Next, decide, yeah, this is business, no space for feelings. That's why I'm saying my live streams are not for 80% of the people. My live streams are for guys who want to be in upper management or business owners, executives, whether blue collar or white collar. It's not for average everyday people. It's not. It is not. You know how many guys who are STEM who I meet out all the time because they have a business to run? If you have an engineering company, or you have some sort of, let's say you have a logistics company, you have a technical business, you still got to go get customers. Who's going to do that for you? If you as the business owner can't go out and make the network, you're going to have to pay somebody like me to go out and get customers, because without customers, there's no money. And quality salespeople aren't going to take 10% of the contract value. They're going to want 20 to 30%, 50% of the contract value plus 20 to 30% of your business. See, the language I'm talking right now, a lot of guys don't even understand it. And that's the problem. If the things I'm talking about you don't get, you need to go do your research. That's why I say LinkedIn and all that other kind of stuff. You need to do your research. But once you have a profession, unless you plan on working for somebody for the rest of your life, if you ever plan on owning your own business, you're going to have customers, contacts. That's why you need an active social life. And a social life that makes other guys envy is a social life that makes you money and enriches your personal life. That means you hanging out with beautiful women, or you have a beautiful wife, and you making money. It's a balanced social life. Hit the like. Okay, hit the like button, folks. We got 95 likes. Hit the like button, or we don't move on any further. Hit the like button. Shout out to the CIA. What do we have here? Roja Dove Parfum. This is the one, the only Creation E. All right. Here's the like button. And also, y'all need to hit that super chat button. Broke, we ain't got it. Come on. $5, $2, $1. Because see, nobody taught me all this. I had to go learn it myself. And honestly, I'm going to go over some highlights. But if you want to actually build a social life, how you going to have to do it? You're going to have to learn how to do it one-on-one. Now, smart guys hire coaches, and they get the information firsthand, specifically for their life and their situation. They don't sit around watching video after video after video. Smart guys pay the cost. See, when you think about everybody that went to high school, or think about everybody that went to college, how many people went to college? How many men went to college? But how many of you guys actually had tutors? See, you could always tell people who were going to do better than other folks because the people who really wanted to do better, they went out and got tutors. Why did people go out? If you have 500, 1,000, if you have 500 people in your chemistry class, you could predict who was going to be at the top of the class. Why? Because those people tended to have tutors. Mama and daddy hired tutors. Didn't hire tutors just because you were behind and failing. They hired tutors because you wanted to make a good grade. How many of you guys actually had tutors? If you're a man and you've ever paid for a tutor, if you're a man and you ever paid for a tutor, raise your hand. If you're a man and you've ever paid for a tutor, raise your hand. This is going to be part of the presentation. Because when you're out and about at a certain level, people know about this. Look, man, you don't have to do a doggone thing. But if you don't speak the language, if you don't make the moves, shout out Sam, yo baby, yo baby. If you're not in the fraternity, if you're not in the club, you don't have the connections. The deals and things that happen in your very city, you don't even realize how disconnected you are from real power. If you're a man and you've hired a tutor, if you're a man and you hired a tutor in college or in high school, if you paid for a tutor, put a 1 in there. Owen said, I did it to pass calculus. It was worth it. Twinham said, I had a tutor for my IT career. So think about how many people who did not get a tutor to pass calculus, Owen, because I used to tutor calculus. I tutored calculus and I tutored chemistry. You know how many people failed calculus because they would not go pay $20 an hour for a tutor? And by failing calculus, they couldn't move on, so they had to change their major from something STEM to business, and they automatically reduced their earning potential by $1 million. Let me get this right. If you would have hired a tutor that might have cost you $400, it could have put yourself in a position to have an additional $1 million over your lifetime. Are we thinking, guys? So who's your tutor right now then? Who's your social life tutor? Who is your real world tutor? See, when I say image consultant, most people think consultants are for people who need advice. Or you say coach, people think athletic. Okay, who's your tutor? Who's your tutor to help you learn how to move in these places, move in these environments? Because when I went to the private event the other day at Gucci, or even at the Buckhead art shop, it's over here in shops at Buckhead, there was a whole language being spoken in there that most people just don't know. This is why constant learning is to your advantage. How to have a social life that other men envy, a balanced one that makes you money and makes your life and makes you attractive. That's what social life that other men envy. One that makes you money and one that makes you attractive. How does it make you money? Well, if you run a business, your social life should make you money because you're in places with other guys, other business owners, other movers and shakers who either can do business with you or can put in a good word for you or put you into something. That's how it should make you money. Number 2, beautiful women are in rooms with powerful men. And when women see you talking to other movers and shakers, they want to know, who's that? That's Owen. Who's Owen? Oh, girl. Yeah, he owns a logistics firm. Oh, really? Who is Steven? Oh, he He has a little he has an IT consulting firm. Is this new information to anybody? You know it exists. You just don't know how to get in or how to do it. And it's not as though you don't have the education, the smarts, or the money. You just don't know how to do it. And I'm going to tell you, in order to learn how to do it, you're going to have to learn what you don't know. You're going to have to learn the language. You're going to have to learn the culture. And then you're going to have to get in the real world and try it out. How many of you guys have active social lives? Meaning in a 30-day time frame, you're out at least 6 times. An active social life. Because like today, Monday and Tuesday are the only days that I really don't go out and do any real scheduled networking, but I'm still out and about. After I leave, I have something to go to. Shout out to Glenn and Cameron, brother who runs the Hustlers Network. Me and that brother are going to meet up for lunch or dinner. I've looked at every influencer of note in the Atlanta area, and I reached out and said, would love to contact you, love to meet you. Shout out, I contacted Rebecca Lynn Pope, her and her husband said, would love to meet you guys. Probably swing by their church. I am out here. I told you, you have to do the work. But how do you build the active social life? You get a tutor and you learn the language. That's what it's going to take, gentlemen. You're going to have to learn. You have to get a tutor and learn the language. Get a tutor and learn the language. Meetup is a great place to get started. And I want to say honestly this, and I want to address what Eric Killmonger said because I need to also address this. Meetup is a great place to get started, but it is just that. It is very low level getting started. Meetup is nowhere close to being enough. Meetup is real. It's better than nothing, but it's real low level because it's free. And it's people who have an interest. You may go to a chess club or something, but there is so much stuff that goes on at the upper levels, the higher levels, that's hidden in plain sight that you need to learn how to plug into these networks. See, there's an image portion that you need to talk about. Then there's a prospecting portion where you need to actually look. Then you got to do the actual talking part. Now, Eric Killmonger says, I don't have an active social life yet. I'm still building myself. Incorrect. Is some people have a high disinterest in socializing, or some people are outcasts? No, I think most people have a disinterest in social life because they need therapy. If you have a disinterest in other people, you need something's wrong with you. I firmly believe there's something wrong with you because we're social creatures. To be a hermit is abnormal. That's why they have the word hermit. Hermits were the introverts of old. They were abnormal. To be a loner was abnormal. To be a wanderer was abnormal. To be a man completely shut off from society and not rooted anywhere is abnormal. Even guys who were blue collar, they had bowling leagues, factory workers in the 50s and 60s, bowling leagues and the lodge meetings and the Elks. Everybody had something. But this whole thing of I'm building myself and then I will do it. Let me tell you, that is wrong-headed thinking. That's more of that either or. It is about and. You build yourself by getting in the fire. You don't become 14 karat gold, then you start. Do you guys understand what the smelting process is? Let's say gold. Gold is not made in bricks. It's in a rock. And what do you have to do with that rock? You got to chip it away with a pick. That's painful. or to find the vein. And sometimes you got to pulverize it, blast it with water, sift it. But once you finally get the rock down to a certain level, you got to throw it in the smelter and you got to turn the fire on. And then you got to take a sieve and whisk away the impurities. The hotter the fire gets, the more impurities come up. At some point you have 4-karat gold, sieve the impurities away. 8-karat gold, sieve the impurities. 10-karat gold get real hot. You can stop, but you're only gonna have 10-karat gold. But if you stay in that fire, but it stays in that fire, it gets more pure.
It's just a bad habit. Seek help.
Yep. You got to stay in that fire to become more valuable, like gold. Go look at the process of making 24-karat gold, the stuff you can leave your fingerprint in. You have to stay in the fire. You cannot avoid the fire. The fire is what makes you valuable. Eric, I know what you know how I use examples. The fire is what makes you valuable. See, you know what? Even people who may not like my message or my delivery, but what they can't say is he doesn't do what he says he's doing. When I said I'm moving from Oklahoma to Atlanta, I just jumped in the fire. Why? Because I want that smoke, because I knew if I had to just jump in here, I'd have to figure it out. I go to places and do stuff. You have to put yourself in the fire. This is why it is so important. If you want personal advice, one-on-one personal advice, you're going to have to get a tutor. I'm one. I'm going to constantly be talking about my coaching services because I'm not on YouTube to give away free information. I'm here to make money and grow my business. If you're not on my email list, understand something. You want to be on my email list because YouTube is changing here drastically. If you're not on my email list for my newsletter and everything else that's coming on, oh yeah, you will definitely want to be there. If you're not on my email list, you will definitely want to be there because at the end of this year will be the last. Well, I won't be live streaming on YouTube like this. To get on my email list, send me an email at Kevin at Made Men Image Consulting. Made Men, where we make men. My email list is not going to be me sending you a bunch of junk. My email list is going to be keep letting you know when I go live. It'll be my way of contacting and communicating. We're building a community because in 2020, we start the academies, the CIA Academy, where you will actually be able to go and look at the syllabus and enroll in classes. Yes, I'm going to be doing online classes. You'll be able to go and enroll in classes. Open enrollment starts 2020. There you go. Now, you'll be able to go enroll in class. And just like a class at college, once it's filled up, it's filled up. And then you will also be able to get one-on-one tutoring, coaching. That's in addition to. But see, just like going to college, or just like going to school or college, you go to class to get the teacher to lecture. But you still got to go do your homework. Then you got tests to take. But then after you get your degree, you still got to get out here and compete. Got to get guys back in the mindset of never stop competing. Comfort kills. Comfort is cancer. Far too many of you are comfortable. Just comfortable. You're making more money than anybody in your family ever made. You don't have any real problems. It's not great, but it's not bad. You're just wasting life. Then when I come along talking about get out here and network and do this and do that, it's a shock to your system because you spent so much time, you wasted so much time and you've got so comfortable, you're rusty. You don't know how to do it. Well, it's time. It is time to get out here. All right. Right now, for my patrons, I have my 1 hour virtual consult. is actually on holiday special. Limited supplies, though. Once the limited supplies are gone, the price goes back to normal. So if you want to learn your style personality, learn what looks best on you, learn, let me go through this. Let me just do this because I don't think a lot of guys really understand what they're passing up on. In a virtual consult, image is everything, and we discuss your image, what you like to improve, and you'll get detailed advice on how to enhance your overall appearance. We'll exchange a few emails before our session, and then your general session will cover an in-depth analysis of your appearance. A 1-hour video call, advice on enhancing grooming and problem style areas, some grooming tips and tricks, especially for you. Personalized shopping list, that's important. A detailed plan of action for a follow-up call, and then 2 weeks of unlimited support, email support following up on stuff we already covered. And you learn the all-important style personality. Which of the 9 really resonates with you? Understand something. The getting in typically takes about 2 to 3 weeks. When I get backed up, it can take even longer. But during this holiday period, I'm prioritizing this. So if you want to actually understand your style personality and get your image together, you need to book. You don't want to get it for yourself? Buy it for somebody for a holiday gift. Once the holiday pricing is filled, I only have a certain amount of lots. I'm doing it that period. Patron of the channel. That's where I just uploaded another video to Patreon. I got another one coming today. Bottom line is this, gentlemen. It's time. Talk time is over. Talk time is over. It's time for each one of you guys to start. If you're here and you really say you want to level up and take it to the next level, it's time for you to start doing the work on one-on-one level. I've given you as much advice as I can. I've told you, go get your head checked, go get those 60 hours. But now it's just straight up time. Period. Straight up time. But let me tell you the advantage of having an active social life. Let me tell you the advantages of having an active social life. The advantages of having an active social life. Does anyone not understand what an active social life does for you? Does anyone really not understand it? If you don't understand what an active social life does for you, type no. If you don't understand what an active social life does for you, just type no. Because if you don't know, I'd love to answer the question. I would love to answer the question if you really don't know what an active social life does for you. If you don't understand, because I think some guys I know for a fact some guys are just like, you know what? I'm good. I really don't need it. I work a business and da-da-da-da-da. Why do I need it? Jarrell said he doesn't know what an active social life would do for you. No. Okay. In particular for a man. Only be social after you finish working on your purpose. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. See, I think a lot of you guys think social means pussy. Social life helps you refine and define your purpose. See, think about it this way. How do you become a better free throw shooter? How do you become better at batting? How do you become better at anything? How do you make it to Carnegie Hall? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, 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 practice. Social life gives you more practice. You practice talking about your business. You practice talking about your purpose. You practice talking about your passion. You practice making contacts. You practice. And you refine, you learn, you figure out what works, you get rid of what does not work, and you build your nest of contacts. Contacts, connections make you money. What does every business need? Customers. An active social life helps you get customers. It's not fun and games. This is why gentlemen why do you think that after hours socials and mixers, they're doing business? See, when I talk about social life and all that kind of stuff, so many of you guys come from this MGTOW, red pill. Women are toxic. You don't even realize how much you're screwing up your business opportunities with your antisocial, introverted, hermit self. You sound just as toxic as the women you talk about a lot of times. Next, 5 more minutes and I'm out. Next, there is a component. There is a female component. Social life, you get a chance to interact with women, beautiful women of all nationalities. And any guy that says, you don't, if you don't like to be around beautiful women, something wrong. Something wrong. Trucking is my profession. I would love to work and live how I dress when I'm at home in sweats and thin shoes. I suggest you book a consult. I suggest you book a consult. I can't tell you how to do this stuff. Here's the thing. I'm not going to keep telling guys the same thing. You know you have a problem. My suggestions are my business. If you really want to fix, book a consult. I'll gladly tell you how to resolve your situation as a trucker, a blue collar guy, a guy who wears a uniform. But I can't tell you what to do that's really going to work in a 2-minute answer for free. Okay, here's another one of these answers. Yes, but not everyone is invited to those house parties. It's not that's your problem. Let me go ahead and talk to write this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this. This is more of this bullshit. Not everybody's invited to those parties. That's your problem. That's your problem. You have to figure it out. You have to do something about it. You weren't invited. So what you gonna do? Real talk. You weren't invited. What you gonna do? You weren't invited. What you gonna do? Because obviously, the first thing you need to do is learn why you're not invited. That's why you need a coach or a tutor. Because if you're not invited, I'm gonna tell you why most of you aren't invited to them. Because you're not sociable people. You're not likable. You're not likable and you lack social skills. You may be solid people, solid characters, salt to the earth guys, tax-paying citizens, good dudes. But if people don't invite you places, because you're not likable. And you need to learn how to do that. You didn't make friends. Become someone that will be invited. Thank you, ABL. I talk about this all the time. I walked by Scotch and Soda here in Atlanta last week, a week before last, when I was in that hot pink fur coat. That was a private event going on in there. You're supposed to be invited to that. I walked up and I walked in and they looked at me like, hey, I belong there. I've been to at least 2 events in Atlanta like that. Because I walk up and it says a private event. Hey, what's going on? A private event. Oh, okay. What's the occasion? Oh, and the thing is, if you speak the language, if you know the culture, they let you in because they want more people like you. Think about what I'm about to say. If there's a private event going on and they don't know you, but if they feel like they should know you and you walk up and say, oh, it was a private event, what's going on? Oh, we're talking about, A, B, and C. Oh, yeah. What about D, F, and E? Yeah, I know about A, B. Oh, you do? What's your name? Kevin. Nice to meet you. Kevin? Leon. Hey, Leon. Hey, man, why don't you come on in? Okay. We need to get Kevin on the list. Now you're in the club. Now you're part of the group. These are the things you need to learn. This is what gives you, this is the social life that other guys envy. And you need a tutor. If not me, you better find somebody, because what you can't do is think you're going to just sit there and figure it out on your own. Nope. You can't see your problems. Nope. You're going to have to get a coach, a tutor. Period. Point blank, end of sentence. Social lives, networks are your net worth. All right, gentlemen, I got to get out of here. I got stuff to get to. I'm going to throw something up on the screen real quick. I don't want to show her face though. But yeah, another cool thing about social lives is you get to meet stuff. You get to meet beautiful women. You get to meet beautiful women. You do. You simply do. You get to meet beautiful women. You get to meet beautiful women. Man, I should do a video about how men should style animal print and fur. I don't know. But I mean, I got so many things backed up, man. I don't know if I can, honestly. Get to meet. So tell me, what are you doing Monday night? That's where I'm going. And how do I meet these women? Because I'm out. Beautiful women, gold diggers, wrong channel. Get them off of here. Get up off of here. You got one warning. Don't start that bullshit on my channel. Just say you talk beautiful women are gold diggers. You said broke men got no gold to dig. Stop it. Jim said, oh my God, just your type. How would she ever know? How'd I meet her? I'm walking through shops at Buckhead. Actually, I met her. Some women were coming out of, what's the name of that restaurant? Anyways, women were coming out of a restaurant upstairs, and they were taking pictures of each other, selfies. And I was like, I can do that for you. And I offered to take their picture. This woman was walking out of the gelato place and heard me offer to take the picture. She's like, oh, that's nice. That's sweet. I'm like, oh, and you smell good too. One thing, look, man. Look, ain't nobody coming to your house to be your friend. Ain't nobody gonna come knock on your door to be your friend. And you cannot tell me, just like you sit around and talk about women that know they're unhappy, these women ain't happy without having a man who's they can lay their head on their chest and be in their arms. You can't tell me you happy just sitting in your house waiting for the next live stream to come on so you can get in the chat room and talk to somebody because you ain't got no friends. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Did I say that? Yeah, I said it. I'm saying it again. You cannot tell me you happy just to be sitting at home waiting for who gonna have a live stream so I can go talk to my friends. These ain't your friends. You don't know these people. These are chat room pseudonames and avatars. You need to get out and have a real life. All right. So tonight, I will be wearing Creation E. Oh, so good. Google Rosia Dove Creation E. And this is not the old school. This is the old school, the Creation E. It's not Enigma. All right, gentlemen. Real life, real friends. Learn how to do it. Till next time, talk to you later. Peace and hair grease. Hey guys, whether looks, style, or life, whether personal or professional, you can level up and be your personal best each and every day. If you're interested in any of that, do us both a favor. Follow the link in the description and book your one-on-one session with me. Details down in the description. Peace.